Welcome to Beyond the Ordinary Youth. Today we're here again for another discussion, and today we'll be talking about the pressures or the pressure Christian face as a Christian youth, as a Christian young person at school. Some of the pressures that you face, that you may say, you know what, I want to give up this life, or, I don't want to continue being like this because I'm missing out on this or I'm missing out on that. But let's talk about that and see how we can work around it as well. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 young persons in here with us today, and we're going to start with our first one. We're going to go around the room. We're going to introduce ourselves and just give us your name and whatever else you want us to know. You can start, Janai.
Hi, I'm Janai.
Hi, I'm Soraya.
Hi, I'm Doomy.
Hi, I'm Joshua. I'm Malik.
Hello, I'm Mila.
Hi, I'm Nija.
Hi, I'm Noah.
All right, so we have all of that. So I think we all are in high school. We all are high school here, so no? Middle school? All right. What? Okay. Oh, yeah. All right, we got middle schoolers and high schoolers. All right, so the first question, and let's be, relax and talk about this. There's nothing we need to be. This is our space, okay? So we can talk. So there are things at school. There are pressures. Let me see the hands of those of us who feel like we have pressures at school. Yeah. What are some of the pressures that we have at school? What are some of the stuff that we feel like we call pressures at school? Who want to go first? Go ahead, Malik.
Vaping, smoking.
Smoking and vaping. So you're saying with that, I see Doomy, I see you shaking your head. You're saying yes or no?
No, I don't agree.
Oh, okay.
I don't agree with that. I feel like if you know you don't want to do it, you can put a mindset to yourself like, oh yeah, if I see people doing it, I'm not going to do it. So I don't know why you would say that's a struggle.
For me, yeah, I know I don't have to make that decision, but sometimes, yeah.
I feel as though when you surround yourself with people that do that, people you won't even know the people that do that, everybody do that. When it's all around you, it's I wouldn't say it's difficult to resist, but you just got to be conscious that it's there. So yeah, I would say that is a struggle. Not a struggle, but more of a choice. Yeah. Okay,
but it's pressure when you're around someone that's doing it. Do you feel obligated that you have to try it too?
No. It depends on who's doing it.
Okay.
It's
so it's there.
Yeah, it's there sometimes.
Yeah, because some people may make you feel like you want to do it, make you want to make that choice to start vaping, start doing all those stuff. But at the end of the day, it's between your choice and what you want to decide.
Okay, so we're talking about it. So what about the ladies? Do we have issues with vaping? Is that something that we or does it only affect the boys?
I don't think it only affects boys. It also affects girls too.
I mean, you're in middle school.
Yeah.
The middle schoolers vape?
Yes.
What about Noah? Do you see that pressure at your school, or are your friends that does that?
My friends don't do it, but I see that happening at my school.
Okay, and when you see it, is that something that you say, I would never do, or you said, man, I wish I could try that?
I would never do that.
You would never do that? Okay. All right, let me hear what Mila have to say. I know you don't do it, Mila, but when your friends are doing it, do you feel obligated? Do you feel like, hey, I should try it and see what it's like, or stuff like that?
No, I don't.
You don't?
Well, they don't really give it to me because they no.
Yeah. So what are some of the stuff that keeps us? Because I'm hearing in the room it doesn't affect us that much. Are we being truthful? Are we being truthful to all of this? Because I've seen a lot of young people vaping, and I know sometimes when there's a trend, we all want to try it. We all want to do this. We all want to do that. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I wouldn't try it if I was, or if I were your age in this time. I don't know. Probably something that I'll be curious to try. You looking at me, Joshua?
I know. For me, one of the biggest reasons is that I got asthma, so that would like that's take me out. But like even without the asthma, I feel like I don't know the side effects. I just feel like I don't know. That's not something I would want to like deal with or go through.
All right. Well, let me say this before we move on to another stressor or pressure at school. With vaping, you don't know what's in there. The chemical makeup in there, you don't know.
Yeah.
It's not tested in a lab. It's just thrown together. You may try it just once, and whatever is in there may mess you up big time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's not something to be encouraged to say, all right, let me try this, let me try that, and let me try that. You know, and who brought that up? Okay, Malik. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up as well. So let me. What are some of the other stuff that we? You want to say something else before we move on? No. No. All right. So what are some of the other stuff that we feel like are pressures at school that we have to deal with?
Living up to expectations.
When you say expectations, is it to your parents or to your teachers or to your friends?
I mean, it's for everybody really, because your parents may want you to have all A's or A's and B's, and then your friends like know you're smart, but when you want to live up to a certain something and you get a grade, like let's say if you want to get A's and B's and you get a C, then you're going to feel bad, but they're going to be like, oh, you still passed, what's the problem with that? So I feel like sometimes when we have the thoughts like, oh, we only want to get this and that, it takes us away from like our real thought of like what we should do in school.
And Dumi, that's a very, very good point. Let me see the hands of those of you in here who struggle with that as well. Be honest. Be honest. Be honest. Well, half the room going up, but it is a pressure. That's a very big pressure, especially when you have parents that are Adventists and they want you to do well. That pressure is going to be on you. Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. So how do you deal with that pressure? Anyone can help us with that?
I pray sometimes. I talk to my friends about it, like the ones that also have the same expectations as me. And we just talk about it, see what we can do better to like, you know, relax, what would get us out of that mindset, whether it's like playing sports or playing the game, just finding something to take your mind off of that and then bring it back the next day.
Oh, okay. That's a good way of dealing with it. Anyone else have a way that they can deal with stuff like that? Do you talk to, do you have a trusted adult outside of your parents that you can talk to about it? How do you deal with this? Because is it that personal that you guys don't even want to touch it? You get emotional? No.
Like, I know where he's coming from because, like, before, I never used to like school. And, like, I never used to like class and stuff. But, like, now, I'm getting the hang of it and, like, I have good grades and everything, like, making my family proud and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, all I have to tell him is that, like, it's just a matter of time. Because, like, not, like, everything happens for it. Like, I'll not say everything happens for everyone. It's just a matter of time.
Yes.
And like you said the other day, if God is a part of your life, you're exactly where you need to be. So you have nothing to worry about. Because like soon you'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyone else have anything to say on this? On the pressures of?
I feel like for me personally, like other people, their expectations, I don't really care about what other people expect of me. I like to set my own expectations for myself every day, get better at some or be productive in some way. And like, as long as I feel in myself that I'm meeting my goals that I set on my own, then the pressure of that anyone else is putting on me, that doesn't really matter to me. So I just like to focus on my own goals and who I want to be.
And sometimes they're out there and they don't know what you got to go through, right? They just think that, everybody can get A's, but they don't know the work that you got to put in there. So sometimes, Joshua, that's a good way of looking at it. So you care, but don't care that much that it's going to cripple you.
I care, but it's not like beating on my mental to where I'm like, it doesn't like I can still sleep at night regardless, as long as I'm doing what I feel I need to do.
All right, cool. Well, thank you for that. Well, I want to talk with the girls because there has to be a pressure that you guys face, at least one. There's no pressures? No pressure there? Boyfriend, girlfriend? I mean, well, not girlfriend, but boyfriend pressure, or is it? I mean, that was a good one. That was general for everyone. But so Mila, Nija, Janai, Sojo.
No, I'm gonna say it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, like when friends try to hang out with you on Friday nights or Saturdays, like we're not always able to. We're not able to because of Sabbath in church.
That's a big one. That's a deep, because sunset is Sabbath. There's certain things, there's restriction that you can't do. That can be a pressure on you as well, because your Friday is like from midday Friday, the pressure is on you. Oh, I won't be able to do anything tonight. I won't be able to do this. So we look at it as a pressure, and we'll talk about that as well. We have that as a discussion, as a topic itself to talk about the Sabbath. But I'm thinking about one way in my head that we can get over that is to get friends that are on the same page. All right, go ahead, Malik.
Like, for me, I know where she coming from, because I used to have friends like that. Like, my friends always used to be like, yo, let's hang out Friday night, let's do something Saturday. And I used to be like, nah, I have church. And they used to be like, they used to like make fun of me, and like sometimes they never used to want to hang out with me anymore because of that. And like, now you just have to like surround yourself with people that understand that you have church and that you have like other stuff to do. And like, as long as they respect that, then that's somebody you could call your friend. If you tell somebody something and they don't respect that, or like they don't respect your like opinion on it, and like you shouldn't call that person your friend, because you all don't have the same.
Yeah, that's true. Anyone else have anything to share in that? Okay, all right. So that's a good one, Mila. That's something that affects a lot of us, even grown-ups, because sometimes we have to, there are parties, there are things that we invited to, and if it's on a Friday night, then we have to explain ourselves and say, hey, we don't do that. But don't you think that's a moment to minister to them, to let them know, hey, I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Oh, what is a Seventh-day Adventist? We go church on Saturdays. We do, and you can open that door to start talking about your faith and then they may come along and they may be able to say, all right, I want to learn more about that, and then they won't pressure you again about that, because they will be in there as well. All right, our last one, we have one more to go, and I want you guys to decide on what that's gonna be. What's the last pressure that we what's the last pressure? I see Joshua, you got the mic. What's the last pressure? As
a Christian in high school, as a Christian boy in high school, there's temptations. People judge you. Just like,
judge you in what way?
People would pressure you to like have sex and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
And like,
really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. High schoolers?
Yeah.
Yeah, middle school, high
Yeah,
school.
nah.
So does middle school, does that, no, that's not in middle school, right?
It's not like sex and stuff, but it's like other stuff. Yeah.
Pressure
Like pressure is to have like a boyfriend or something.
Okay.
Or like that's not as extreme as
Yeah.
high school.
At my middle school, I know a lot of people that have been forced, like, not willingly to do stuff that I don't want to speak of because they told it to me, but I have to bring it up because I know it's a struggle in our generation.
Yes. Wow. So, so with being pressured from middle school to have a boyfriend, to have a girlfriend, and then high school, and they're looking at you as if you're not doing it, something is wrong with you, right? That's what they're doing. But we know that that's not the right thing to do, because we don't. Joshua, you grab the mic. Go ahead.
I feel like we know it's not the right thing to do, but sometimes, like, when you're presented with the opportunity to indulge in such activities,
Yes.
it's very difficult to resist. Cause like, yeah, it's just
It's real talk.
It's very difficult to resist the urges. And it's like you gotta constantly remind yourself who you are and what you believe and what you stand for.
Yes. And we know, Joshua, you're talking about that, but is it as difficult for the boys as for the girls as well, or?
But I mean, I can't.
Does girls struggle with that too?
I can't speak on that.
No.
I feel like when you're a girl and then there's like pressure to like have a boyfriend or girlfriend, if you're a boy, like you can have a lot of girlfriends and you'll be like congratulated for it. But when you're like a girl and you have like a lot of boyfriends, even though that seems like the expectation and like what a lot of people are doing, you'll be like looked down upon for it, and you'll be like called names for it. And stuff
Wow.
like
Yes, Soldier. Thank you for that. Noah, you.
I feel like for boys, like if you don't have a girlfriend, you'll be called gay or like.
True. That's a pressure. Yeah. Doomy, you want to say something? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if you feel like you're ready for a relationship at this young age, be ready. Put your faith in it. Don't do anything y'all wouldn't want to do in it. But I can understand on the contrary, like, oh yes, people may start changing, like the person you might have started talking to, and when you got into a relationship, they may change the way they act, the way they do stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
So they may like do stuff differently.
Yeah. So how many of us is gonna find a middle school sweetheart and end up marrying at our high school and doing all of that? You know, so because listen, all right, but listen to this. I don't, and this is just me. I don't even think that you should, even in high school, not being a senior in high school, I don't even think that you should kiss. I know it may be too late, but I'm just saying that what will happen is this, Joshua, and you mentioned it, that when you're put in that predicament, the temptation is so strong that it's hard to resist, right? So you have to learn, and I know you were talking in general, you have to learn, or we have to learn not to put ourselves in those predicament or situation. Yeah. Because one thing gonna lead to another and gonna lead to another. And then you know what's gonna happen, because you know that there are consequences or there are results when you get that intimate, and then it may mess up your life for the rest of your life. So we have to bear that in mind and say, all right, I know this is this and this is that, and we can indulge in this and we can't resist this. But what comes after, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it. Just imagine a 17-year-old. A 17-year-old being a father. A 16-year-old being a father. For the rest of their life. You know, it put them off their track. It put them off what they plan to do in life and how they want to progress.
But I feel like if they knew about the risk that they decided to take, so I wouldn't feel like they should be all bad. I know it can mess up their life, but they chose to do that. So like, and for some, when you think about it, when you have it at a young age, at that time you think, oh, like, why did I do that? It might be a mistake. But as you progress older, I've heard of some people be like, it was a blessing because it taught me how to get my stuff ready earlier in time than it was.
But do you want to learn that way?
I don't, me personally. But I know that some people are still taking the risks that I know of. And I tell them, if you end up getting that female pregnant, then that's going to be your fault. There's nothing for you to do.
Yeah, the consequence, you got to face it. And what do we believe as Christians? Do we believe that we should have sex if we're not married?
No.
Okay. No. Okay. All right, Dumi, I hear you. Yeah, we believe that is reserved until we're married, is for a married couple to do that. But dating, we're going to talk about dating. We're going to have that topic where we talk about it and how to date safely. Right, that could be our next this discussion that we do. Okay. All right, we've been going for a while, so let me. Anyone have any last final words that they want to share? Tell me, what do you think about these discussion for young people? Do you think it's beneficial to them for us to come and for us to talk about these stuff and to get a little bit deeper?
I think it is beneficial for us to have these conversations. Just sometimes, some people aren't fully aware of some things, so it's good to have them.
Yes, that's good. Anyone else?
Yeah, I think it's good we had this discussion because the more you know, the better.
Yes.
So if one of them doesn't know something, I know I could but and we always have to help out our peers and stuff.
Yeah. So true.
I would agree that these types of conversations are very beneficial.
All right. Final word from anyone else? Anyone else? All right. So yes.
Okay.
Well. All right. So I want to thank you guys for coming back here and for talking. This is our first one in this series, so, and then we'll share some topics that we really, really want to talk about. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna share some topics that we want to talk about and get deeper into, so we can benefit from the conversation from each other. So thank you once again for being here, and may you enjoy the rest of the day.